forgotten and you're left on your...
is capable of that.
Messi, tengo 13 años, re lindo. Está allá a jugar en el Barcelona, pensar club más grande del mundo.
Are you kidding me? You have to be kidding me.
Music like that.
You're doing my show up.
Music like that.
Hold on, sorry there. Rise and shine. It is Merleworld card time, and you are watching Merleworld After Dark. And the guy laughing next to me on the left of the screen here is Bryan of Sunday League Investor. Bryan, I bet you didn't know I did so much soccer. Did you know I played so much soccer?
Man, yeah, we have to do some 7v7s. We gotta run some games out there because I didn't know you played.
Yeah, I played with Messi, Ronaldo, all those guys, man. Sometimes I had to like wear their shirt because they just didn't have to, sub. They needed someone to sub, so they were like, "Dude, you go in."
How long did it take you to do that? By the way, I'm just really
Oh,
curious.
it took me like a few hours to do. I do it like in the morning on every Wednesday when I wake up before I do Merleworld. I do it like
That's
that
amazing.
morning. But I started making the videos and refacing them on the night before.
Yeah, that intro is probably the best intro I've ever seen in my life.
All right, yeah. What's up,
I'm not
guys?
even like joking. I did not expect that. So
I wanted to press you, Bryan, man. Press you. I want to let's say hello to everybody in the room right now. What's up, Jago? Good to see you. Jay, he says, too early. I'll be back. I hope you're back now. Jay Champagne, never too early for Merlin. It's Sunday League Investor. No, it's not. And I thought this guy actually was on the West Coast and back home in San Francisco, but he's back visiting his family in Tampa. So he is on East Coast time. So I hope he's not too tired for tonight. What's up? Don't mess with a hobby. Yo, 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 OG in the house. Hit the thumbs up. Oh, is this your alias, OG? And then he comes back on with his regular one. Yo, 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 OG card scammer is in the place to be. He's got a split personality.
I like it. I like it.
Oh, he's on two phones, two thumbs up.
Legend.
He's trying to get me extra viewers. I was out card hunting at a local retailer and found one pack of soccer cards. Couldn't leave it, so picked it up and an Xbox X great day. And
Let's
what was
go.
those pack of cards, man? And let's see
go.
here. Let's see. Jago. Jago is back. Good to see you, Jago. OG card scammer. You're a heck of a soccer star. Yep, I know, dude. I know. Axel C, good to see you, man. The house, LAMO, great job. Thank you, man. Jago says the intro. Yep, thank you.
Yeah,
That's why I try to
intro's
get my
goated.
fans here. Let's see here. Jay Champagne, 2 thumbs on the intro. And a bunch of them. Who is it here? Axel C, the one and only true GOAT, Messi. How about Merlin? I'm the one GOAT, man.
Yes,
Soccer
exactly.
GOAT. Let's see here. Axel C, big fan of Bryan. We was having a blast in a recent live a couple of days ago. Oh, you're gonna have to tell me about that, Bryan.
Oh my god, that live was something else.
Jordan, I'll see you. We're gonna see you this weekend, I think, in Atlanta.
Let's do it. Let's go, Jordan.
And Jordan says, guys, meet you both. I'll actually be setting up right next to you, I believe. Oh wow, look at you. You're gonna be in for a treat, Jordan. So let's talk. So tonight is a special soccer card night tonight. We're only talking about soccer cards unless Bryan has something else unusual to show the viewers. So Bryan, tell me more about yourself for people who don't know you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my name is Bryan, like Merlin said. I run an account called Sunday League Investors. We do a lot of content creation behind soccer cards. What we've been really focusing on has been like just stories of just different cards. Our journey of like just collectors or as a vendor going to shows more like it. And I guess I'll just bring it back to the origin stories a little bit, where it came with collecting cards. I actually started right before COVID happened. And I actually didn't start in soccer cards. I started with basketball cards. Yep.
Oh, really?
Started with basketball cards. And, went that era where it was like Lucas Silva Prism PSA 9 were going for like $200. And I was buying them and I was questioning, like, why am I spending this much money on basketball cards, And I remember buying boxes of like first off the line NBA Prism boxes, for like dirt cheap. At the time. But at the time, I was also like really worried, like, what am I doing? Am I insane for doing this? And then obviously basketball started picking up, did very well with that. Then I remember somebody mentioned that there were soccer cards that like Messi and Ronaldo actually have cards. And Marlon, I'm not kidding. I had no idea they even exist. Like I had no idea Messi, Ronaldo had rookie cards. I didn't know
really?
there's Prism. Yeah, I had no idea. Only knew basketball. And when I heard that, it just I love soccer. That's literally all I played my whole entire life. Followed my whole entire life. Like I love Valencia. It's a La Liga team, and I was looking at it, and I will never forget. It was during the Last Dance craze where Michael Jordan rookie cards were going like crazy, and then I started looking at the Messi, Ronaldo rookie cards, and I was like, "Yo, that price difference don't make sense to me," And I went all in. I just started really going heavy and buying cards. I mean, these were the days where people were nervous to spend $3,000 for a PSA 10 71 Biz Messi rookie card.
Oh my god!
You know what I mean? That same card is going for $250,000 within 2 years.
Oh, and before COVID, how much was it?
Before COVID, it was around $3,000.
Oh my god!
Oh, sorry. Not maybe during COVID, it was around $3,000 when they started picking up. But like before that, it's probably a lot cheaper. I wouldn't really.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah. I'll never forget those moments. And then I know it's just kind of crazy to think about. But then I started collecting a little bit more. I started seeing there was not that many content creators for soccer cards, and I was like, man, it'd be cool to start a channel basically to talk about what I've been doing. And basically how we came about it, or at least how I came about it, was like the name itself, at least, is like, I was trying to figure out, what type of name should we be, like, and I was thinking, we're not professionals and we are technically card investors, right? And I was just thinking, what are people that are not like professionals trying to still live out their dreams? You know what I mean? And it's like Sunday League, right? You play soccer in Sunday League. And I was like, what? Sunday League investors.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I have so many friends, like dads, who, they are in soccer leagues here in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and like
They
we're
do
just
the
trying to
same
live
thing.
out our best moments, on Sunday. So I was like, Sunday league investors, I'm not a whale. I don't have the bag like that. So I think that actually really describes me pretty well and two of my other friends that we started with. And then over time we started building this community. And then man, it's been such a whirlwind. Fast forward a few years, it's been a lot of fun. I realized that it's not just us. We're Sunday League investors. There's a ton of people that are Sunday League investors, and we're just sharing kind of like the experience and just sharing the stories. Like I just love talking about the stories of how someone gets their grail, right? I think that's so fascinating, like how they traded up to it, or like the origins of how they got that raw card and graded it. Those are the things that really fascinate me, and I think a lot of people really enjoy that.
Well, what was the very first soccer card you bought?
It was a Marcus Rashford patch auto immaculate. It was on card. It was like $200.
And you probably thought that was very expensive at the time.
Yeah, well, I want to test it out because at that point I was making some money with cards, and then I remember I was so hyped, Merlin. I sold it for $250. I sold it for $250, and I was so hyped, and I didn't even realize you
make
had
much profit.
Like, you don't make much profit after fees too, so it didn't even make sense.
That was your first flip?
Yep. Well, with soccer, right? Because I was like, is soccer really a thing, right? Because no one talks about it.
No.
Could it really be a serious like a serious industry, whereas basketball, football, and baseball are just so established?
Mm-hmm. And so when did you say, oh, we've got something here, I'm going to start moving into the more prestigious cards?
So it's actually kind of funny you asked me, because the way I got into it was because someone challenged my ego a little bit. Yeah, it was just so weird. Because I have this thing about me. Bob, he's one of my best friends. If you guys listen to podcasts, you guys been an OG, you guys know he's around. He's actually a close business partner of mine. He handles all the grading stuff, and I'll never forget him. I was like, hey man, listen, this is Messi BGS 971 biz. It's $1,000. At this time, we've never spent more than $1,000 on anything for a card.
That's right.
I was like, hey man, we should split it. I think it could be something. He just looks at me, he just laughs in my face, and he says, good luck. And I'm like, bro, what? We were like buying Lucas and everything. I was like, you know what? I'll just buy it. Okay. I buy it. And then fast forward a few months later, it starts blowing up. And I'm like, oh wow, I think I might have something. I think I might have something in my hands. And then that's when I just started just getting obsessed with soccer cards. So.
Oh, that's awesome. So I remember some of your first videos watching them, that I think, what was it? You bought a Messi and then you sent to the PSA and then you had the reveal. Was that, or was it Ronaldo? And
those are
Ronaldo. The reveal. It was?
Yes. Yeah. It was are you talking about the PSA 6 that we got?
I think so. There was just one, this huge excitement. So you went through the whole step by step of getting the car, purchasing it, sending out to get graded, and then coming back from PSA.
Yeah.
One of your first videos.
Yeah, one of the first videos, I remember that, and we had no idea what we were doing with grading. It's just funny. Now we run a group submission now. And
oh my goodness! Wow.
And I remember it got a 6, and we were devastated.
Yeah, so that's it.
we got it from Japan. I remember we got it from Japan. The guy's like, it is mint, gem mint. Don't worry about it. I think he was using Google Translate too, so it was all chopped up and everything. And I remember getting it. I was like, oh, this looks amazing. Paid $200 or whatever it was, and then getting a 6, and it deflated us. It was the 2004 upper deck black jersey Ronaldo.
Okay, and so where is that card now?
We actually ended up selling it a while back,
did? Okay.
A long time ago. Afterwards, when we started seeing people are paying a little too much for PSA 6. So,
you did? Oh, so you're
we were a little lucky on that part.
Money and run.
A little, yeah. I mean, it's still a sick card, but it was just one of those things. I was like, wow, I don't think anybody would pay money for this.
Now, what's one of your first cards you bought that you're like, I'm never gonna sell this? Do you have one of those?
Ooh, yeah. Actually, I do. I actually do. I have it's the Crack Golasso Pele. It is one of the most beautiful cards. I don't even have it on me because I have it literally stored. Just because it's will it go to crazy figures one day? Probably not. So what it is it's a portrait of him. It's an older photo of him, and it's like kind of has like a Topps Chrome vibes, where it's like kind of like multicolor and everything, and it has like a lemon next to it, like his name, and it comes from like the Topps football set. Like it has like inspirations from the Topps football set. And I have no idea how that translated to the Crack Golasso, which is like an album, I believe. I don't really know, to be honest. But that card is like my favorite card. It's a PSA 6, I believe. Pop 2. And I know the other person that owns the other pop. So, we made a pact together.
Oh my goodness. So when did you start, like, now that I'm gotten more into investing and collecting in this hobby, now I'm going to start going to shows and start selling?
Well, sorry, it's actually 1978. I'm pretty sure. Sorry, I'm getting all my numbers mixed up. I'm pretty sure 1978.
So that's one
Don't
of
kill
your
me, guys.
precious gems
The Crack
that you
Golasso.
have for yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
So the first show I remember going to was the Bay Area Card Show, which ironically isn't in the Bay Area where I live now. It's actually in Tampa Bay.
Tampa, okay.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people when I moved to the Bay Area, they were really confused when I was putting out videos of the Bay Area card shows. They thought it was in the Bay Area, and they're like,
I thought the same thing too, man. I did.
Yeah. But yeah, going there for the first time, seeing so many people so excited about collecting cards, really kind of energized me to get into it. And then, I never really thought about being a vendor, right? I just never thought. I just thought it's cool to just walk around and everything. And I finally became a vendor. What I believe at Collectors Con. I'm pretty sure that was like one of my first times being a vendor ever. And that was when I sold like one of the biggest sales ever, which is like a messy BGS 9 for a decent amount of money. And I was like, and then my whole entire perspective of like,
you got the bug after that, right?
Yeah, like, but and also my perspective all jacked up, right? Like you're thinking like you can sell tens of thousands. Right? Yeah, you thought you could sell. You're like, oh man, I go to any show, people would be willing to spend tens of thousands of dollars for a card, But that was not actually it. And thank God for Daniel, which is a great curator. I met him back in National, and when I moved to the Bay Area, I remember him saying this one little line. I'm actually from the West Coast, so I hit him up. And then he helped me, man. God bless his soul. He could probably talk about how the struggles I had being a vendor. And not understanding how to trade, how to get in and out of cards, how to negotiate as a vendor, which is much different. So that was a really interesting journey. But like going to shows, I've always loved going to shows. Once I went there, being a person that walks, being vendor, it's like I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little comfortable with doing that now too.
So how are you able to like juggle shooting content and selling at the same time at shows?
Oh man, my mind's always running around, right? Like it's always, if anybody that works with me knows that like my mind's always going like 24/7. So like I sometimes I don't even know how I do it, right? Like I really don't. Sometimes I'm just like, hey man, but really the key thing is planning. I think if you Merlin, you're in the whole entire industry of like creativity, producing and stuff like that. I doubt I plan as much as you, but like I plan a lot of stuff that I'm about to shoot for that.
No, I can tell. That's why
you don't just yeah. So people don't realize like you have to plan. The best YouTubers in the world. And I'm not at all. I'm just trying to just be a piece of that. Is like you have to plan, so you know what to shoot, and then also have a plan going into shows as a vendor. What are you looking to do? What are you trying to buy or trying to sell? Like you should have an idea. Like not just going to cold feet, because that's where I think people get blown away.
I mean, I enjoy your content because you kind of tell a story in your videos. You have
I try to.
You kind of have a definite narrative. You know what I mean? And
yeah, I try to. Yeah. That's what we strive to do, right? I think I want to talk about more stories, aspects of the hobby, because I think that's so interesting, right? Like just like I said, like the last card show we went to at Houston TriStar, it wasn't even about me. It was about James, my friend, getting this Neymar gold that literally, it was just a joke. We were like joking, like you should get the Neymar gold for like 15K or whatever, and he ends up getting it by like all these dominoes falling in the at the right time, right place.
Oh yeah, sure did. So let's answer a few questions here from the viewers, shall we, Bryan?
Yes.
Jordan asked here, Bryan and Merlin, what recent soccer pickups are you most excited about?
I'll show
Do
you
you
right now.
have any?
Yes. So I just got this. I'm so sorry for the lighting. I'm at my parents' place. I don't have the correct
It's
lighting.
okay.
But
Can everybody
this is
see
a
that, guys?
Yeah, so this is the 2013 Icons Messi PSA 8. So this is a patch of his. It's event worn. So if you guys don't know what 2013 Icons all about, it's essentially the first licensed autos and jerseys for Messi.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I actually got it. I actually got it as a gift from one of my clients that submits with us and everything. And like I've been chasing this card. The problem is whoever has it are taxing a bit. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I'm just like it's a little out of my range. But thank God that my boy um, uh, Will helped me out with this one, man. This
Oh,
is
Will did?
one of my favorite. Oh, there's a different Will. There's a lot of
Oh, this
Wills
is different. Will.
that
You
I
have a lot
know.
of Will friends. Oh,
There's a lot
okay.
of Wills.
Now, are you
Yeah,
going to bring that to the show with you this weekend, or is that
No, I
going
probably
to
won't.
sleep?
That's something that I don't want to move. You know, anything in my case usually that I bring to the show is usually something I would want to move. So probably gonna stay at home.
Now, is there going to be anything else you're looking forward to picking up for this year? Like, what's your goals? What are some of your things that you really want to purchase this year?
Man, I would love another on card auto of Messi. That's like something that I've been dying to get. I've sold all my Hollands, so like I actually would like to get
Oh
another nice
wow.
Holland. Yeah. So like it's been interesting. You know, the market's been picking up a lot. So this time around, I'm being a little bit, you know, just being able to get over the hump of selling. Like for me, if you guys been following me, it's like I have this little battle in my mind. Like I don't want to sell, but I need to sell type of deal, you know? So like those are things I'm dealing with. But yeah, that's something I want. I would love to have an on-card auto of Messi.
Ooh, nice. That would be a good one. Axel C says, Brian, I'm strictly soccer and have been focusing a lot on match tickets lately. I'm reallocating from cards. I have a couple Messi debuts, Hand of God match, and World Cup finals. Have you picked up any yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question, Axel. So I actually just picked up, or I got back a Messi Ronaldo first ever matchup. So the first time they ever played against each other ticket. And I graded it, got a PSA 2, and it's actually going to be on Golden, I believe, this coming auction. It's a pop one. You know, it's kind of crazy. I think a raw went for like $2,000.
Holy moly.
Yeah, I had no idea. See, at the time when I picked it up, I thought it was cool, you know.
The love what you collect. For soccer cards, which grading companies do you recommend, Brian?
So obviously PSA is number one for me. Number two is SGC. Number three is BGS. And this is going to change, I think. Number four is CSG, but I think it's going to change one day. It's going to be interesting to see if you ask me it like a year or two from now, what my answer would be.
But you've been buying a lot of like more high end cards these days, right? So usually we'll
Yeah.
send those to PSA for the high end, correct?
Depends, right? Sometimes I don't even grade them, right? If they're already sealed, so a lot of high end stuff, or it has like the eminence seal or like the flawless seal, you don't kind of really need to send it to
Oh,
PSA or
really?
BGS because it's sealed, right? Because like I think at that point, yes, I think the grade really matters, but also it really like that cliche of saying buying the card, not the grade, really means something in the high end world. At least from what I'm learning, you know, obviously it'd be nice to get a PSA 10, but then again, getting a PSA 10 is not that easy.
Let's see. Axel C goes, I picked up the Hand of God for 300 over a year ago. Now it's worth 5 to 10K. Holy moly.
That's
Jeez.
crazy.
What are you going to do with it, Axel C?
Yeah, I know.
Jago, definitely interested to hear thoughts on World Cup pickups and who is favored to win. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that.
So I think a team that's going to be favored to win is going to be a South American team. I know that's kind of
Really?
vague. My heart says Argentina, but I think Brazil has a really interesting shot. Like they're really interesting. They have a really strong squad. I think Argentina has a really strong squad as well. The reason why I say this is because like I wonder how much the environment, the climate for Qatar is going to be. I know it's going to be in the winter, but like I think it's still hot in Qatar, right?
Oh, well, because, yeah, that's the middle of summer for them.
Yeah,
Since
exactly.
it's Southern
So
Hemisphere.
right, yeah. I didn't even know that, to be honest. But yeah, like I think that's gonna play a big role because like I don't know, but I think that, and plus, you still have
And
to
they'll
be
be
kind of
used to the
lucky.
heat.
Yeah, that I just feel like that could play a role, and I feel like the South American teams might have a really upper hand. We'll see.
Are those your favorite national teams?
No, my favorite national team is U.S. men's national team.
Of course,
USA.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
But
that's like
after
all
that, who do you
I'm
like?
like obsessed with them. Yeah, yeah.
But after that, who do you like?
I actually love watching Spain. That's like the team. Like I grew up with, like, back when they had David Villa, they had David Silva, they had Iker Casillas, Iniesta. Like they had like golden generation. That was insane to watch. I I I love watching Belgium when they were like
Mm.
kind of like kind of underrated. Now it's kind of like they're getting a little old now, so that's kind of like tough to watch. But no, I
With
don't really have like a
Kevin De
specific
Bruyne
team.
and
Yeah.
Romelu Lukaku,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, like
Yep,
those
exactly.
guys.
And Eden Hazard in his prime, like that
Yes.
was great to watch as well. But yeah, like South Korea, I would say maybe that's one of my favorite ones because I love Sun. So
Are they still pretty good? Their team?
I think South Korea has interesting. We'll see, right? Well, you just never know these tournaments, right? You have to win like 7 games or something like that, right? Which is like super, like, I mean, that's like the margins of errors like that, right? So anything could happen.
Yeah, we still have like several teams trying, have the win in the tournament win, right? To even get in, because I think Portugal has to play Italy.
Yeah.
That's a crazy matchup, man.
Well, I mean, they could botch it and not even make it to the final of
Both
the playoffs,
teams?
right? Yeah, because they still have to get through their matches too, because they're on opposite sides of the table.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they still have to win it all first to actually get to the final before getting into it.
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
No, they have to don't they face each other and the winner doesn't make it to the World Cup?
yeah, but they have to play other teams first.
They are going to still play other teams.
Yes, they have to play other teams.
Gotcha.
As well.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought this was it because we're getting
No.
down to the
People are
end here of
assuming
the qualifying.
I mean, they should take care of it, right? But you never know, right?
And who do you think will win between Portugal and Italy?
I want Portugal to win, but I think Italy has a better team.
Oh man, even with Federico Chiesa out,
Yeah, they're still strong
man.
as a team. They're strong as a team.
still gotcha.
Yeah.
Modern Crime and Cards, what up, peeps? What up, man?
What up?
Jordan, he wants you to. Can you tease some of the cards you'll be bringing with you to Atlanta, Brian?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tease us, man. Tease us.
Yes, I have this really nice Giovanni Reina on card auto. It is one of his rookie cards.
That is pretty.
It's a PSA 10. So sorry, it's number
That's
21 out of
good.
30. Yeah, 21 out of 32. So I think that's pretty cool. I actually have this on card auto of Kaká. He's an Orlando City legend, Brazilian legend. I'm from. I went to school in Orlando, so we have a lot of love for him. I have this nice Mia Hamm auto that I just got back. It's a orange.
Obsidian.
Yeah, SGC 10. That's kind of hard to do. So like that's pretty cool. It's a 5 out of 50. And then I also have this Clint Dempsey gold that I got at the Cardstock Trading Show right next to you. That was kind of cool. So that's an SGC 8.5. I have a whole entire bin over here too. I have also like this, Messi rookie as well. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we're gonna be bringing a lot of stuff that I think people are gonna be excited about.
Yeah, how do you figure your strategy of what to bring? Because I'm sure you have way more cards than you need to bring. So how do you narrow it down?
I guess I'll always think about, what is the market looking like, and what type of show is it, right? So this is like Daniel likes to say, it's a destination show. Mm-hmm. So destination shows, people tend to say, hey, you know what, I'm willing to spend because they're literally flying. Right, they don't want to go back home empty. So, this year I'll probably be bringing a lot higher end. Like I'm going to be bringing one of the higher end cards I usually don't ever bring, just because I think for destination shows, that's what people gravitate towards. But if it's like a small local show, maybe I'll bring like 1 or 2 like really high end cards. But other than that, probably some raw cards, right? Just reading the room essentially.
Now, what is like one of the most prize cards that you're going to have in Atlanta this weekend that you would love to sell?
Okay, well, hold on.
Gotcha.
It's actually this one, right here. It's a PSA 9, 2003 or 2002. This is actually a wrong label. Mega Cracks Cristiano Ronaldo.
I hate that.
This is probably one of my technically biggest cards. Yeah, and that's something that I'm probably looking to move.
And do you get a lot of people looking at that at shows, or is this a new item?
Oh well, I don't even bring. I never bring it.
Oh, you don't? You're gonna bring it
No,
this
I
time?
never
Oh,
bring
you
it.
didn't have it in Dallas?
Nope, I never brought it. It's actually Ronaldo's best rookie card. PSA 9. I think it's like a pop 20 or something like that. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, like I mean, the story behind that card is pretty crazy too. Like me and Bob buying that. The people were thinking we were crazy to spend that type of money back at time. So we'll see how
really?
it goes. Yeah.
Now, do you buy together with your friends or
Um,
your
in
partners?
the beginning, now it's more like I kind of like do my own thing essentially. But no, like in the beginning we did that a lot just because we're like we're trying to be risk averse, right? Like, hey, you know, if if this thing screws up, you know, you screw up too with me.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Jay Champagne, who are a couple under the radar World Cup players to focus on leading up to November? That's a very good question because that was definitely a question I was going to ask you, Bryan, but Champagne beat me to it. So what do you think?
So I haven't really looked into it too heavy right now because we still have a decent amount of time. So
Right.
I actually don't buy as much leading up to the World Cup. Like leading up to bigger events. Actually, but like some of the flyers I would say is I would start looking, like I said, I think Anthony's really interesting. I was just watching him today. Ajax. He looked great. He looked great to me. He plays for Brazil. You know, it depends if he could get that right wing spot. We'll see how it goes. I know a lot of people love Vinny as well.
Of course I do.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at Europe too, like there's a lot of great players. Like I I know Vlahovic is really, really hot. You know, Serbia's in the World Cup as well, you know. But the thing is, that's based off of like what's your risk assessment, right? Are you willing to really risk it? For me, I probably won't. I really stick to kind of like the goats usually.
A good question because
I'll be
a good
lying if
answer.
I would be lying if I said, hey, I've been doing the research behind those guys, like behind the prospects. I really haven't.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you, like, do you invest in a lot of like rookies and prospects?
Yes, so I do, but it's more to I'm buying it so I get into a different card. Um, like I said, I don't want to be like the negative Nancy, but like I love
Okay.
the Hollands. I love you know, I buy a Luis Diaz, you know, like rookie card. I did all these things. But I'm getting it because I want to move into another card because the shelf life of like these young stars is really tough. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be that consistent um, on on a year basis, right? But now we're talking about Messi, Ronaldo, where they've been decades of excellence.
Hmm.
That's where I think our whole entire perspective of like what a soccer player should be is all jacked up. Like not even the greats could say they were that good for that long compared to Messi, Ronaldo.
Right. But then we got like newer ones over the past 10 years with like Lewandowski, Salah, Mbappe, and
Yep.
Neymar, and probably another handful I can't even think of. But you know,
Yeah.
do you collect those guys as well?
Oh yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. I love Lewandowski, man. I actually love Salah. I'm trying to find a Muhammad Salah like color blast, but no one freaking wants to sell that thing to me.
Is that a
But
hot item?
well, it's just that never pops up or like a national landmark. Like, I would love to get something like that. That'd be amazing. But yeah, so those type of players I'm more interested in. Prospects though, like whenever I do get a prospect, it's more like, hey, I'm getting this probably within a week or two. I'm trying to get like move it, trade it into something else.
Oh, nice. Now, because you are a vendor or seller at shows, and you are very popular in the YouTube content and your podcasts and stuff, do you find it easier or harder to buy and sell at shows? Like, do people give you a hard time, like trying to sell you something, and they want more for it because they think you're Bryan, the Sunday League investor soccer guy. So I'm going to jack my price up and be stubborn with him. Does that
I don't
go
know,
on, or what do you
Burley, you
think?
should tell me, man.
Why is that?
man, man, you're the one that gets a lot of people too, man. Because you're doing the same thing too, you know.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
you're
like
just doing like soccer though.
true. You know, I think most of the time people are pretty. I get a lot of decent deals with people that watch our content for a variety of reasons. But yes, there are some people that will come up and be like, "Yo, this is how much I'm charging." I'm just like, "What are comps saying? Oh, that's not what comps are. Those are like 200% comps, dude." But then they'll be like, "I love your content, by the way." Afterwards, like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Like, I
when
love
they
you,
do
but
that,
like,
man.
I mean, I still love you, but like, wait, maybe a deal later.
Yeah, and now we've got to do all this overhead because you, me, and Dan are the great curator. We're pretty much like doing this like U.S. tour. I feel like we're like
It
in a
feels
different
like it,
city every
man.
few weeks, man. So we're paying for a hotel, for flight, for food. There's so much overhead, and then the tables, and then the display cases, and then all your camera equipment and audio equipment. It's a lot of overhead.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of overhead. I mean, I enjoy it though, man. Like that's like I will say, going to shows is probably one of the most rewarding things so far in the hobby, just because like you get to meet a lot of different people that you're just not able to meet online, right? It's just different. It's just different when you put a face on there, especially when people have never met me. Like I hope they enjoy meeting me, and I always enjoy meeting them. You know.
Now, when like the lockdown was finally over, I don't know what it was like in Florida at the time, but living in LA, when we finally like things started opening up and the card show started happening again, and then all these people who started getting into the hobby via the internet, buying through eBay and whatever sites there were, but now they're finally face to face with people, and they're having to make deals with dealers at card shows. I mean, for me it was already a little overwhelming. I'm because I'm a sociable person, but
Yeah, yeah, you
there
are.
was this like social anxiety that I think that not only me, the other people would get when went to a card show. It was overwhelming to see people. What was that like when you finally were like doing card shows and from outside of your house? Like you're not even just doing content anymore, but now you're actually interacting with people.
I mean, I was nervous, man. I was just like, "What do you even do with trade? How do you even trade?" Right? I didn't even know
Oh
how to
yeah.
trade a card. Yeah, like I didn't know how to trade a card. Like if you look at some of my videos, I was just like, when someone wanted to trade, I just like, "You want cash instead, or can you buy my card instead?" I had no concept of trading, so like learning how to trade, learning the psyche of like negotiating cards, just like little small things you wouldn't learn like online. It was all new to me. It was all new to me. It was so much fun. Like I said, like now it's like I only prefer to trade. Whereas like when I first started, it's like I didn't even know how to trade a freaking card, bro. Like I had no idea.
Now, what would you, if you could go back in time and go back to that moment where you finally had card shows, would there be something you would change that now that you didn't know then?
Hmm. I would definitely say, I would definitely say that's a really good question. Huh. I would say, if anything, I wish I talked to every dealer. You know what I mean? Like, I
Good
think that's
answer.
something, getting perspective on every dealer's like now it's like I love just talking to dealers and figuring out, what's their perspective in general. Like even if they don't do your own sport, like I think it's interesting to get their perspective and see how they do in their shows, right? Or like what are they trying to sell? Like that's something that I'm doing a little differently now. Just always trying to get new perspective. I think that's when you have more perspective, it just gives you a lot better understanding of like how this person runs their business, this person runs their business, stuff like that.
Oh, wow. Now, what is one of the coolest transactions you've ever documented or you recorded for your show?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind was that Dallas card show, right when the market was like it was overheated. Okay,
Okay.
let's just not think about people getting creamed. Okay, because I got creamed. Don't worry. But I will say when I walked in there, I wanted this Messi rookie autograph for PSA 10. Didn't have enough cash for it, and everything that had to happen. Me selling one of my cards no, actually this person came up to me wanting to buy my card, right? And then I didn't have enough just quite yet. I had half of it, and I remember I was asking everyone who's trying to buy, and this person told me to go across the room of the Dallas card show. And then I was walking across the room, and I remember this guy. I remember his name he's in Chicago too. He was like, "Hey man, what's in your case?" Right? No one does that. Like no one does that. And like he had no soccer cards, right? Like just like, what are you even looking at for? He looked at it, and he just dropped down the money that I needed to get that Messi autographo. And I'll never forget that moment that happened, getting that Messi autographo. And I was feeling so hot that I ended up trading one of my prize cards. And I remember Troy 415 Cards. He's actually a really good friend of mine. He does good sports cards content. I'll never forget. I asked him, "Hey man, like, what do you think about this deal I'm trying to do? I'm trying to trade this national landmark for this other card to my other friend too. A great guy. He's in the Bay Area." And he was like straight up to me, "No." Right. But Merlin, I'm like, I'm feeling too hot. Like, you don't get it. Troy, you don't get it, man. Everything's working out for me right now. I'm making this trade. I made this trade. Now it was like I gave him like, I think $8,000 worth of value. The card I have now is like worth $3,000.
How much?
3,000.
Oh my God.
But the reason why that's so memorable for me is because like when you put like an idea in your head on what you want to get, it will happen. But also the flip side, it's like you got to control your emotions as well when you're in that type of zone. So it's a balance now. I've learned to be very balanced.
You do? Okay. Is that something you picked up doing card shows?
Yeah, especially when that happened. Yes. I mean, it just takes you to lose $5,000 in value to learn that.
Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Axel C. Bryan, I have 2 2013 Icon Player worn ungraded. One is my PC. He's kissing the Ballon d'Or. The other one is going to be hard to move.
Man, the 2013 player ones are so sick.
Yeah, he said match worn. Sorry.
Oh, match.
Those hands of God. Okay, Jordan, Merlin, can you show off some of your cards you're bringing to Atlanta? Dude, I unfortunately they're all like packed right now. This is all Bryan and soccer. Okay. Jordan, just come to my table, but you'll be right beside me. But I'm gonna have a lot. I'm gonna have a lot, just pretty much like Dan does. I mean, I'll have all sports. I'll have some soccer. I'll have some football. I'll have some Trey Youngs. I'll have tons of Star Wars. I got a lot of Star Wars back from SGC and PSA that I sold a lot of back in Dallas. I got wiped out with Star Wars, and then I got wiped out in Marvel, but I'll have tons of it. And then some, weird, cards like Britney Spears and things like that. I'll have.
Typical Merlin.
Yeah, typical. But I'm kind of been, holding. I've been kind of squirreling my soccer cards lately, and I have, good stuff. And then I have, when I was buying into it and watching Bryan's show during COVID, I was buying, the rookies, the prospects, the young guys, and I would see which, cards were just skyrocketing. And then I learned this thing where I kind of learned it from Bryan, because I think at the time, everybody was buying the 2014 like Ronaldo or Messi's, and those were just skyrocketing. The prisms were, and then people were like, "Well, why?" And I was wondering, like, why don't they go and find like that first Panini sticker card or whatever the hell exists? Why weren't they going that first? Were they hitting the 2014 Prism, or were they actually buying their first, rookie sticker or card or whatever was in existence at the time? Like, what came first, Bryan?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an interesting question, right? Like, well, sorry. One thing I want to clarify again: the Crack Colossal was 1965.
Oh, it's 65.
Yeah, okay. That was really bothering me. Yeah, it's 1965. It's just funny because you're like, what's your most? I was like 1960s, 64, something like that. Then I was like 1978, and then
well, that's
it's just ironic because you're like telling me you're like, hey, what's your most prized possession? And I'm like, can you believe I can't remember the year of this freaking card that's my prized possession? I know what it looks like.
I thought it was a little like too new when you said 78.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, well, maybe he just likes this card, but I'm just like,
no.
Shouldn't Pele be older card?
No, it's 1965. Sorry, but what was the question again, Merlin? What's the 2014 Prism?
People gravitating to first, like the 2014 Prism cards, or the very first rookie of Messi and Ronaldo? Like, was it the Mega Cracks, or did that come later after Prism?
I mean, obviously, yeah, the Mega Cracks came first.
It did.
And then he has Panini Football, right? And then, like, if you look at, like, his first Man United cards, that was really cool. Like, if I was smarter, though, I would definitely try to get his first, like, Man United autos. That would have been a great play. All the smart guys did that. But, yeah, so I don't see anything wrong with 2014 Prism. But, obviously, if we look at what happened, I mean, even then, right, I remember the 2014 Prism PSA 10 going for $3,000, and I was like, oh, I can see that. I was like,
right.
I was like, oh, I guess it'll keep going up. I guess why not? But little did we know, it was just so undergraded, right?
It was. I mean, and that's like I said, that's what I was doing. So I was seeing like all the rookies and prospects, their prices just skyrocket during 2020 during COVID, and I was like, well, there's got to be alternative. I noticed there's all these like stickers and things that they sell over in Europe, and so I would go and I would buy like lots of them, like 10,
Right.
20, and then order them from Europe. And during COVID, time I got them, it would take about 3 months to get because
Yep.
the
The
slow
pain.
transportation of
Yep.
getting them imported over here, and then I would send them to graded, which took another 3 to 6, 9 months. So by the time I got those back, these cards were just like crazy amounts of prices. Like all those Vinicius Juniors that I have, you saw those 2017 ones. I have
Yes.
the red and the green stickers,
Yes.
ones like a
People
Globo and
love
the red
those ones.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I got wiped out of them. I must have had like 50 of them, and I bet you I paid couple hundred for those 50 cards.
That's a great move, man. Yeah, that's a great
And
move.
then for Mbappe, those 2016 stickers, the one, the iconic one that everybody knows is like true sticker card that
Yeah.
I bought 20 of those for $1,000 from France. And I bought those like right before COVID hit. And time I got them, it was end of May. Then I sent them to every grading company, BGS, SGC, and PSA. And time I got those back, oh my goodness.
Oh
Like,
man, I bet.
and this was like everything was skyrocketed. So I think the lowest grade I had was a 4. And I think I was like, I'm going to sell that 4 one first. And that one sold for
How
like
much-
1,200 right away. I put it 1,200. It sold like within a week.
Bro, I don't think I think a PSA 8 is like
Yeah, I
800 or something like
know.
that, right? Yeah,
So
that's
that-
crazy.
so
Yeah, I
another
remember
way,
those days.
that's a good question that, segue into why has Kylian Mbappe like petered off or plateaued a little and those prices kind of dropped down considerable if he's still such a great player and that's his true rookie card?
Well, I guess the question is like, what has he accomplished while that has happened, right?
So he's
And
accomplished
I
a
don't.
lot. He just had a
Well,
goal like the other day.
yeah, but I think trophies are what speaks,
Oh,
and
true.
like
Oh, okay.
The French league. I mean, you're expected to win. At Champions League, that's what you need, or a Ballon d'Or. So like I think that's really the reason why. I think if he's able to sustain that, that effort, that the results, then I would think so. But like at that point, it's just so hard, right? It just kind of brings you back to the point. Like that's why it's so hard to compare to Messi or Ronaldo, right?
Gotcha.
But I still think he has a great future. I think obviously he is the next one up, along with Holland. But I think the expectations were just way too high at
So
the
do you
time.
think that's a good buy then these days? You think it'll keep going up or
At the
what?
right price. At the right price. I think so. I think he has a great shot, right? Like I said, I don't really play that game as much anymore, but like I would say from a collecting standpoint, I think Mbappe is really cool to collect. So
And who do you predict to win the Champions League this year?
Man, at first I was like
We're-
Bayern Munich. I was gonna say
Okay.
Bayern Munich, but now I'm like, I don't know anymore, man. Because like Bayern's kind of looking shaky with Salzburg, even though, like
I know they've had a few losses that surprised me.
they drew and everything like that.
Hmm.
I think still Bayern. I think
Still.
Bayern really has it. Yeah, I think Nagelsmann will still figure it out.
And do you think Lewandowski's cards will still will they go up? Will they appreciate a lot? I mean, I don't think Poland
He
will
should,
make the
man.
World Cup, will they? I don't think
I
they
don't-
did.
I'm not entirely sure because there's just so
Yeah.
many nations that's like.
Because I was wondering if
on the
that'll
cusp.
hurt, or like Salah playing for Egypt or whatever. Like he'll kind of get lost in the mix during that time.
Yeah, we'll see with Salah. But because I was gonna say Liverpool has a really good shot as well. I think
Yeah.
Liverpool is probably like close second. I think they're just so strong. But then we always forget about Man City too, right? Like Man City's been dominating. Well, they lost the top. They lost Spurs, but
No, they did.
overall they've been pretty good. But yeah, I think Lewandowski still like it's really underappreciated.
Definitely.
It just sucks that he doesn't have like a Ballon d'Or to his name. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if like it really matters as much. I don't know what else he needs to do. Right. That's because he's won Champions League
Mhm.
so many times. It's just like obviously the World Cup's not going to be in question. Like I think he definitely deserves a lot more like better prices though, for sure, from a collecting standpoint.
Now, do you have any of his rookie cards?
I don't. I actually sold his like on card auto the other day.
Oh wow, really? What was that?
It was a noir. On card auto Lewandowski. Really beautiful card actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And how much will something like that go for?
Man, you'd be surprised. It was like $400.
What? That's it?
On card, yeah. $400. Yeah.
$400 for Lewandowski?
Yeah.
Goodness, that is so underpriced. I feel like.
I know.
But still, and was it graded?
No, it was
Okay,
raw.
it was just
I mean,
raw, okay.
it's noir. It's like it's hard product to grade.
Let's see here. Jordan asked Bryan and Merlin, will you each have your own table? How are you setting up? I'm setting up carefully, Jordan. I have my own table. I think Bryan is sharing with Dan, correct? Y'all splitting a table?
Yeah, I'm like me and Daniel like a package now, so I don't know.
Yeah, package deal.
Yeah, we're just a package deal now. So
because I think this is going to be that way for Atlanta next week in Dallas, correct?
Yeah,
and then we'll be in Vegas end of the month.
I will be in Vegas.
Month.
I will be in Vegas. Yeah.
And then how about Del Mar show at the end of April?
Where's Del Mar at? Is that SoCal?
Like Southern California. That's the Union Marketplace, guys.
Maybe.
Are you coming that with us?
Probably, but I have to figure it. I have to look into. I don't want to be like yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not going to hold you to it, man. Jago, how important is it to pick up players' rookie card before their season starts or after the first season?
What? I'm sorry. Before their season starts or after their first season?
Or after their first season. When is a good time to buy a player's rookie card? When would you buy it, Bryan? Before their season starts or after their first season?
So I actually prefer to see some results from a player first.
There you go.
That's how I like to do it. There's you see some like some smoke, then I go in.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Jordan asked, Bryan, what are your thoughts about Vlahovic?
So he plays for Juventus right now. He scored a goal.
He does. Really
nice. Yeah, he scored a really nice goal.
McKinney and Federico Chiesa.
Yeah, McKinney like broke his ankle or something like that.
Oh no, that's terrible. He's out. I think 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's pretty long time.
And then Chiesa's out too, right?
Yeah. Juventus is getting crushed with injuries right now.
When's he gonna be out? When's he gonna be out?
I think he tore his ACL.
Oh God,
so
that's bad.
It's very bad. Yeah, but I like Vlahovic. I like him. Now, I think people are banking, or maybe getting to the level of Erling Haaland? I'm not so sure.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see. Where do you see soccer stickers versus cards in the future, Bryan?
Man, that's a sticky question. Like I said, I'm no expert. We're Sunday League, okay? So don't take my words for gospel, right?
No. This is just your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, I like to just put this preface out there because this is a very hot topic. If you're just collecting, I think stickers are fun. But if you're trying to like invest and trying to make money with it, I think the conversation needs to come to pop count, right? And I think the pop count stickers are a lot higher than cards if you had to pick one or the other, right? I think they could coexist, but you gotta be careful, right? I think stickers are meant to be printed a lot, right? And the pop counts could change very quickly.
And that's probably why the Mbappe cards or stickers have gone down in price a lot.
The World Cup. Yeah, look at the World Cup stickers, right? Like those things used to go for so much money.
See, what's up, Rob? How are you? SpongeBob voice.
There we go.
Let's see, your non-sport card dude. What's up, man? I just got your message. I'm gonna message you back on Instagram. I haven't got time to do it today. After Qatar, do you feel that Panini and Topps Fanatics will ramp up production and push out product to raise awareness leading up to 2026? And I just lost Bryan. Where'd he go? There he is. What's up, Bryan?
I'm here.
Okay.
So do you feel that ramp up production? I think they're doing it already though.
They are.
But yeah, I assume so. Yeah.
They're very good at that production
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, since that's probably like one of the only sports, and I think they're doing like UFC and wrestling and things like that. OG Card Scammer, what's your vibes for Atlanta and Dallas? Brian
I
has
think
good vibes, like himself
yeah.
or the people around us.
I think Atlanta and Dallas are going to be interesting. I think Atlanta is going to be like is one of the bigger shows I've been
Yeah,
to this year. Dallas, I'm be interested to see how does that follow Atlanta, because typically when there's a big show, it's hard to sustain for the week after. That's what I've seen. So I'm curious to see how that flows over.
but Dallas, like the hotels and everything, sold out very fast this time than they usually
Oh,
do.
did they? Okay, so that's good
Yes,
to know. So
yeah,
maybe it sustains,
everything
right?
got
Which is
booked.
great.
So I hope you booked your hotel, Brian.
No, obviously I
Oh,
haven't.
oh brother, you'll
I'm an
be
idiot. Yeah.
sleeping in a rental car.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just sleep at the table.
Okay, Tim French asked, "What do you think about Declan Rice?"
He's a baller.
He
He's
is
a
now. Who
baller.
tell us the audience who Declan Rice is?
He plays for West Ham, and he's England's number 6.
He
Plays
is.
one of the pivot roles, so he's very good. I like him a
Axel
lot.
C says PSG is going to take the UCL, bro.
I would like it.
Bro,
Hey, listen, I wouldn't.
nice.
I would not be opposed to it. But I just don't think they will.
Okay, we got a question from the one, the great and only one, the great curator. This is the real him. He needs to do a tour for LA Galaxy to get respect.
Nah, it's all about LAFC.
I
They have more culture.
read, read an article that Neymar would like to finish in the, whatever it
Yeah,
is.
it'll be perfect for LA, SoCal,
MSL.
or like Miami.
Oh yeah,
Miami or LA would be great for him, or NYC actually. So
we're peanut butter and jelly. Yes.
yeah, I'm the jelly because I'm sweet.
Are your bags packed, Brian? That's what Flippin' Steve wants to know.
Nah, not yet.
Steve, is yours, Dan, or your bags packed? I just washed all my clothes. They're laying on the bed right over here. It's a freaking mess right here. I got all my cards almost sorted out. I've been comping prices all damn day. I've been running errands. I've been running errands for my girlfriend before I left, cleaning the house before I left. And I just hope I got everything. So I got to start like charging up my batteries. Make sure you charge your batteries for everything, and
Key.
decide what I'm going to stuff in the 2 suitcases and my 2 carry-ons. You usually take 2 suitcases and 2 carry-ons,
I try to do the carry-on.
and
I
that's
try to
it.
do one carry-on. Yeah, I try to do one carry-on.
Man, you're s-
Yeah, I try to, but it never works out. But I try to.
Flipping Steve, are you arriving in Atlanta tomorrow or Friday? I am arriving tomorrow in Atlanta. I'll be there around about 8:30 or 9. How about you?
Friday at 11.
Okay, so I'll see you when we're set up already. We'll be there
Basically.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
I'll have it nice and warm for you, the display
you.
cases.
Thank you.
See, Tim French. Merle, if you're into them, I got a comic book you might be interested in. I'll be sure to bring you to your booth in Dallas. Love the content. Keep up the great work. Well, you know what? I don't collect much comic books. I used to back when I was in college in the 90s, but I really don't collect it that much anymore because it'll just take up space, and I need more and more space. But I do love comic books. I do like them. I just can't really collect them. Alex, do you want to know how?
Why?
Just easily, you know. Dan says stickers are for kids and guys named Henry. Did you know that?
No comment.
Alex, the 2006 Messi PSA 10 sticker, I think the pop is lower than the card, but worth less. Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
And why do you think that is? Just because it's a sticker?
I think it's a
Pretty much?
preference. I think it's a
Yeah.
preference. And is it though? I would like to revisit that.
Let's see here. Non-sport car dude. Dang, the great tenderizer is throwing blows in the comments. What do you think about the Dan, the great curator, and his tenderizing lately?
Tenderizing. I mean, it makes for good content for me.
Have you ever been tenderized by the great curator?
Always, man. Like I think he bought my Cristiano Ronaldo, and I said the price is firm, and like it like went through his ears, and he still gave me an offer.
Love what you collect. Thoughts on Topps Merlin cards? Now that's not cards I own. These are the product called Merlin, correct?
Yes, correct.
Now,
Yeah,
what's
I
the
actually like
history of Merlin cards? That was just something from Europe. That were
Yeah,
cards, and
so
they've been remade
yeah,
currently.
basically you got it correct. Yeah, that's from my understanding as well. Yeah, the Topps Merlin Chrome cards are really nice.
They are.
I love the atomic ones that looks like cracked ice. Those are really cool.
Are those like pretty hot, well sought after cards?
May I mean the print runs is like out of 125 or something like that, so it's not like really hot, but like subjectively, I actually like that card.
What is the new product that's hot right now?
Right now, well, the one that just released was Immaculate. Before that, it was like Don Russ. But Don Russ QC has been kind of like iffy. Like the Kabooms set, like the Kabooms for like the new Don Russ Road to Qatar set is pretty cool.
It is. Is what everybody's chasing?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's what I'm chasing. I don't know what everybody's chasing, but that's what I'm chasing.
Now, what are the hot chase cards out of those?
Oh man, I'm
Be
trying to find that.
specific.
Like I got an offer. Like some people offered me like the Zlatan Kaboom. That's
Okay.
like his first Kaboom. I thought that was pretty cool. A Vinny Kaboom, Vinicius Junior Kaboom. I got that. Ended up moving that too. So those are two. And Dave Beckham Kaboom would be kind of cool to have too, actually.
Hmm. Now, do you see people are bringing you more like higher end stuff these days, or do they still bring you low and mid tier stuff?
Um, I'm not entirely sure, but I do hear a little bit more comments of like, oh, I don't have like high end, but like it doesn't mean I don't want to look at it though. Like I still love the mid low ends. Like that's actually primarily my collection, right? It's like that's the stuff that I would never move because I just like those and I can afford it.
Now, because Dan, the great curator, he does a whatnot, and I heard you said that you also have a whatnot. Could you tell the audience more about your whatnot channel or whatever it is, so we can
Yeah,
watch it? Because I didn't even know, Brian, you had one. I'd be watching, trying to buy some stuff, man.
I've been trying to be low key with it, Merlin.
Why?
I try,
Really? Then how do you
just
sell
kidding.
anything?
I'm just kidding. No, we've been running a whatnot channel. We just ran one today. It's just two of my good friends, Will and John, kind of ran it today. But usually I'm on there as well. We're trying to do more theme nights. So the last theme night we did was actually the Alex Morgan theme night. So it was just literally only Alex Morgan cards.
Are you
That was literally,
serious?
literally just Alex Morgan. Today was
Oh
the
wow.
Champions League past and present. The next one we're gonna do is a whole entire 2002 2006 World Cup collection. That's gonna be a lot of fun as well. Some Copa America as well. So we're trying to be a little different. We're trying to have it where the whatnot. Yes, we're trying to sell cards, but we're also like talking about where the cards come from, or like we just talk about current events. What's been going on in Champions League. Just having like a show essentially.
Hmm.
So even if you're not trying to buy, it's just I think it'll be cool to just stop by and just tune in.
So how can we find you on whatnot?
If you just look at Sunday League
It
Investors,
is Sunday League Investors.
that's our name, and you'll see our logo and follow
It
us.
will. Just type it up in and follow you. So when do you usually you usually do the same date and time or what?
Yes, usually Wednesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific.
6 p.m. Pacific. So that makes it 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Correct.
I'm going to do it next Wednesday. I'll probably be doing the hotel room in Dallas.
Oh, whoa.
I'm arriving in Dallas on Wednesday because I need a good night's sleep. When I'm with you and Dan, I am worn out, man. So I need one good night's sleep. I hate being rushed in. Jordan now asked Brian your question. At the Great Curator said he calls dibs on Messi, Ronaldo, and Pele. Have you ever both wanted the same card of one of those players at the same time at a show? What happened?
I'm sure we've had. I'm sure we've had, but I don't think we've had a card where we both were dying for it. Or maybe he was, he just didn't tell me. But I don't
That
think
sounds like
there's
him.
one. Yeah, maybe he did and just never told me. But I just don't. We've never had that. If Daniel's still here, you let me know. We can have a talk right now.
Wait a minute, you do have a card though that does have Messi, Ronaldo, and Pele, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Autograph?
Yes, I do.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a Leaf card, right?
Yeah. I mean, I could get it out for you if you really want.
Oh, let's see it. Let's check that one
I
out.
will.
That's a beauty. You're gonna bring that one to Atlanta?
Yeah, I will. So this is a Pele Messi auto. There's like game worn patches. Oh wait, this is the wrong way.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right here. So this is from a Leaf. I'm covering up the price, so I don't scare
Oh
anybody.
yeah. Ooh, I hate when I do that.
So, but yeah, that's what one of my favorite cards so far I've
Now,
got
what's
this
your
year.
thoughts on investing in like leaf cards?
It's interesting. I would say like get it because you like the card. Because it's not as easy to move, but I think they're pretty low key. Like I think I like it. Like if you can find some, I don't know, where can you find a Pele Messi auto patch game used for like a fraction of price, right? Or at
Mhm.
all.
I
So
know,
that's my
right?
question. And you can't.
It's hard. Period. I just don't think people realize it, and so it's something like an untapped gem.
Yeah, and it's kind of taboo, right? So it's like it's not
Mhm.
licensed, right? They can't have the logos of their teams and everything. So that's the reason why I get it. But like I said, like
But it's
I
still
we
the
joke
goat.
exactly right.
Let's see here. Mark the Collector, buy Wirtz or Adiami?
Oh, that's such a. If I had to pick,
Oh wow,
I think Verts.
Wirtz. Okay,
Yeah, I think I buy them both.
and let everybody know who these players are and who they play for.
Yes, Florian Verts plays for Bayer Leverkusen, German national team.
Great guy. Yeah.
Adeyemi as well as for Salzburg. They're in the Champions League right now. They could probably topple Bayern if they have a really really good match.
Ooh.
And he plays for Germany as well. But I think Verts is probably closer to the needle of starting for the World Cup if you're trying to play that game.
Mhm.
So
Let's see. Let's see. We got what here. Jordan says may or may not have just had a Holland Kaboom PSA 10 pop today. May or may have not.
sheesh.
Just had, oh wow.
I think
Flippin' Steve says, where do you see more potential for investment, vintage or modern soccer? Now, because Brian, I've seen you have a lot of vintage lately in your display case. So are you like veering off more to vintage, or are you still like keeping it kind of even?
I kind of keep more even or more modern because like at shows you're gonna have to be more modern than like vintage. Um, okay, like this is just my opinion. I would say high, super high graded vintage. If you're saying like more potential, high, super high vintage, or super high end modern soccer cards. So I'm talking about the on card autos with match worn patches and stuff like that.
Great clear. What do you think would happen?
So he's talking about when if we saw the same card. I don't know. I was trying to bid it up. I'll bid it up so I can like see if Daniel will eat his words.
He's already pulled the guy to the side at the corner over there, trying to tenderize him. So what do you think then is do you have different strategies for different shows? Like, do you think your strategy for going to Atlanta this weekend will be different than going to Dallas next weekend?
I think I have an idea of what I want to do. But sometimes when you have an idea what you want to do, it doesn't really always come to fruition when you're actually at the show when it actually happens. So like that's where experience comes from. I don't have the most experience at all, right? Like I kind of like hang on you guys, right? Merlin and Daniel, like hey, trying to figure out what to do here. But being flexible. But yes, I do come in with a plan. Like in Atlanta, I would love to sell more, right? I think right now I'm more in selling mode. I'm not buying as much as I used to, and I think that's just like a choice of like
Mhm.
that's kind of like my choice right now, just because it's been kind of interesting. So
Now, do you buy memorabilia or anything?
I have been a little bit like I haven't been buying, but I've been interested in it. Like there's like this really cool memorabilia I've been looking at, like this Pele. He's doing his iconic bicycle kick photo with auto. It's just
Mhm.
beautiful. You're just like, dude, that's actually super cool. So like
Yeah.
I've been looking into it, but I don't know if I would say I'm like buying into it right now.
Now, the ones I'm say when we're at shows now, I feel like the three of us, when people bring me stuff to like trade or sell, especially if it's something like soccer related or if it is like Marvel or some other related, it's great to go to you guys to like lean on you for advice and support because it's almost like Pawn Stars. Like I need the real appraiser. Like because I have my hands in so many different genres
Yeah,
of
you do everything.
cards and things like that because you're only soccer, and Dan's almost a little everything too, but he's really good at the Marvel and the non-sports and the wrestling. So when people bring things to me and I'm just kind of don't have much clue about it, then it's great to lean on you to appraise this card for me, and I learn more. And sometimes it makes it a lot easier to work with the customer. So
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Well, I try, right? Like I hope I'm giving you the right advice.
No. I mean, sometimes I like because it's kind of like almost like the man behind the curtain kind of thing because
Yeah, I
they
mean,
don't
I
hear
was
us
like,
talking and discussing, and then once you say, "Merlin, don't get it," and then I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not going to buy." Like we talked about it, and it just makes me say no a lot easier.
right, like
And they
validation
don't
is
hear
good.
you
Yeah,
talking at all. It's good
I
that we
hope
like
not. Yeah,
no, we like
yeah.
whisper and everything, talk about
If
it.
Merlin doesn't buy your soccer card, you already know. I told him no. Just kidding.
Yeah, they give you the stink eye, dude. They're like,
Yeah, they don't even come by my staple anymore. Yeah, yeah.
oh, here's a good question because I did want to ask you this. Who are your favorite U.S. prospects?
Oh man, it was. I mean, it still is Giovanni Reina.
It is.
That's my guy. It's just that he got hurt again.
I know.
Fortunately,
So should
it's
we
not.
be buying or selling
Oh man,
Giovanni
you,
Reina?
you do what feels right, guys. Oh, but I will say, like, if he's fit, I think he's the most talented player, and he kind of reminds me of my favorite U.S. men's national team player, Clint Dempsey. Just
Oh,
the attitude, the fiery attitude, the kid that really wants the ball no matter what. Borderline spoiled, right? Like I love that. I love that he wants to be in it, and he has the technical ability to do it. But yeah, that's the guy that if he could be just completely not injury prone, I think he could be that guy.
and how about Pulisic?
I like Pulisic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just he's so hot, right? Like I mean, he scored yesterday, so that's kind of
Now,
cool. But
is he still selling for you?
oh yeah, I mean, whenever I have Pulisic, I mean, it's gone like instantly. Like he's one of the most liquid players out there.
Who are the most liquid American players?
Liquid. I would say all American players are liquid.
Really?
Yeah, they're really easy to move. I'll tell you what, like it's so easy. I mean,
So like
women's.
Miles Robinson, Gianluca Busio.
I mean, if you have, you have Busio stuff, right? So like,
Okay.
I think it's
Pepe?
easier to move compared
Okay.
to like somebody that's like around. That's I'm just trying to think of a player that's doing very
Like
well.
Ricardo Pepe.
Yeah,
Good.
Pepe is so easy to move.
Sergino Dest.
Does he? I wouldn't say he's like as easy to move now, but he was he was easy to move.
And how about the women's players?
So I'm not really an expert as like with women's soccer. I just know the few, right? I know the Mia Hamm, right? Like I collect any Mia Hamm, and then Alex Morgan. Obviously, like I found out firsthand how easy it is to move her cards. I didn't realize how easy it was. Marta, right? That's another a player. That's a Brazilian legend, or one of
Wow.
the best, or if not the best player, women's soccer player ever.
Oh, really?
So yeah, but other than that, I don't really know too much. Like I know Trinity Rodman is like a player that people are like. There's
Yes.
I think
That's
her
Dennis
name's
Rodman's daughter, who's
yeah,
a prodigy. She's only 19.
yeah, and there's somebody else that's like neck and neck with her. I just forgot her name. It's like I said, I'm not an expert in that at all.
Was it Lavelle?
Not Lavelle. It's
Oh,
I'm sure somebody would know. I think it's her
a
name's
new one. But how does like Megan Rapinoe do and all those?
Rapinoe.
Yeah.
I've never actually
Or
had one of
Carly
her cards.
Lloyd.
I actually don't have any of Megan Rapinoe's cards. I assume she should be pretty easy to move just because she's still like a public figure.
Hmm.
I do have one Carly Lloyd card, which is a dual patch with Alex Morgan, and I'm keeping that one actually.
So if people were just starting to get into the hobby for soccer cards, what would you tell them? How to get started? What should they start buying first?
Sorry, the comments are funny. I would say if you want to get started in soccer, like it is one of the most fun. If you like an adventure, right? I think soccer cards is really a way to go. I think Merlin, you love all the weird cards, and I think the reason why, I mean, part of the reason has to be because it's a true adventure, right?
Oh, it is because I bought so many like weird soccer cards, even for like regular sports. I'll buy like the most unique and low pop count, and little would I know that some of these cards I end up buying or stickers end up being like the most sought after and high demand. And sometimes I've sold them way too low, and I'm just like, what? I mean, I even had the treble cards, and I didn't even know. Like I just thought like I can't find any comps on these. Why isn't there any other treble Vinicius Juniors? Because I had the
Man, those are
base and then I had the
crazy right
blue
now.
at the color ones.
Yep.
And then the person also threw some like other cards, in a package deal with me too, from some other like treble colored cards. And I just kind of like, I think sent them the ComC or something. I don't know what I did. And now I can kick myself in the ass
Oh
for it.
man.
But you
Yeah.
live and learn. But
Ex-
we've made, we've had more hits than misses. That's
Yeah,
just the way
well,
life is.
I hope so. I hope so when it's all said and done. I do. But no, I'd say if you're really into an adventure, I think what's so unique about the soccer card world is that you literally could find whatever you could find. Because it's one of the most unique places where stickers and cards coexist. Like if you can't afford a card, you can actually buy a sticker if you're early enough, and move it for a lot more. Quicker to build a collection like that. Or you get into the vintage world, or you get into like a world where like it's kind of untapped, right? There's still places where there's like I buy cards that are vintage. I have no idea where they're from, and like learning the history behind it is so interesting. And it's like pop 2, pop 3, right? Just because no one really knows about them. So that's really what it's all about. I think that's what soccer cards are all about, like just an adventure. And if you love the sport, you love FIFA Ultimate Team, it's kind of like a good mesh of like all those put together.
All right. I love it. What's up, Dan Finkel? I love this Merlin dude. Thank you, Dan. So do you have, well, I want to, it's like past midnight for you. I want you to hurry up and start packing. I've got to pack. So I want to cut this shorter than usual. I wish we could talk all night, but I'll be talking to this guy all weekend. So if you hope y'all are in Atlanta this weekend, because then if you are, please come to our table. We'll be side by side. Bryan will probably be, sticking his finger in my ear or something. Who knows? Kicking me in the butt, making me work, all kinds of crazy stuff. Bryan, you have anything else to say, or where we can see you or check you out?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you so much, Merlin. Thank you for the Merlin community for letting me in here. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, check us out on Sunday League Investors. We have an Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So you can check us out there. And
do you do any other live streams as well?
Yes, we're going to be at Whatnot every Wednesday night.
Okay.
You'll probably see us on there as well. So
check them out. Like you said, a Sunday League Investor. Bryan, it has been a pleasure. I will see you on Friday morning, brother.
Yes, sir.
So everyone out there in Merleworld land, this is Merlin for Merleworld Cards, and I will see y'all next week, or this weekend probably, with Between Two Slabs with Dan, the great curator. So check us out on that live stream as well at the Atlanta Culture Collision Show. So bye-bye, everyone. Have fun. Yeah. What's up, man? Thanks a lot, Bryan.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for getting me on there.
That was fun. Thank you so much. I will see you Friday, dude.
Yes.
You ready to pack?